Okay, everybody, welcome to another episode. We're in playoff episode, season 2, episode 70.
Yes.
Puffy, who's number 70 out there?
Braden Holtby, just recently retired NHL goalie. I think he's retired officially, but maybe not. Well known for his time with the Washington Capitals. Won a Vezina there, Stanley Cup champion. We just had a best on best tournament with Canada and the U.S. and Finland and Sweden. If this tournament had happened 10 years ago, pretty good chance Braden Holtby would have been the goalie for Canada. So he sort of missed out on that little window. He was probably too young for the Olympic window, and then he missed sort of the best on best.
Did he play in the G? Is he a G goalie?
No, I don't think Braden. I think he's from Western Canada.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. Don't know him, to be honest with you, but that's okay.
Not too many number 70s. He kind of owns the number.
Yeah, that's the number. Yeah, he's just skating above that 69 there with 70.
Yeah.
So, sure. Puff, we're in playoff week. Playoffs have started. We started last night.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Started last night. I have, well, for Aussie only, G.
Yes.
Clive, I don't really know what the CDS does for the end of the year.
Yeah, the NYHL is also in their playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know what we do. We were in London at a tournament with Cliver.
Oh, nice.
But how did you guys do? How's it going for your playoff? Are you guys started? Are you getting points on the board? What's happening?
Yeah, the U15 Ticats, the number 1 seed in the East, played their playoff opener last night. And they finished tied 1-1 with Markham. So Markham played a great game, kept it tight. And so really it's not – the 1 point doesn't really affect much because you still got to win 3 games now. I guess you could tie one and it'll make a difference. But unfortunately for me, I was working – and it was at Scarborough Centennial, so I assumed I'd be able to have it on Live Barn. But Live Barn was not available. There was a lot of emails back and forth between myself and the people at Live Barn. A lot of
what do they say to you?
Passing.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
It was mostly like that it wasn't their issue, that it was it's on the GTHL for scheduling to make sure that the cameras are opened when there's scheduled GTHL games. But this seems to happen at that rink every year in the playoffs because the schedule doesn't get
it's very
set till so late. So I don't know. I almost was gonna call someone at the GTHL today because that's basically what they were saying is on them. But then I noticed tonight the cameras are down again, and now it's saying offline. So I emailed them and saying, what's going on? And now they're saying they're having technical issues.
Just tell Live Barn to sponsor us as a podcast, and we will stop complaining.
Yeah, but I wasn't able to watch the game. But thankfully we had the VO camera going, and I was able to watch today. So
yeah.
How about you guys?
We had a game last night. Aussie's first game versus the North Toronto versus NT.
Yes. Yeah.
And we lost. It was 3-2. Hell of a game, though. We were up 2-1.
Yeah.
But then, the way the cookie crumbles, if you will, you know what I mean? But
yes,
we had a couple bad penalties and I mean bad that, maybe I'm biased, but they weren't really penalties. We kind of got called on a couple weak penalties, I guess they are.
Yeah.
And then they were able to score. They scored 2 of their 3 on a power play. And
that's tough.
Yeah, it was tough. It was too bad because the kids played hard and the penalties were really weak. But c'est la vie, such is life. We got a couple more games. We got one on Friday and then one on Sunday. And then for us, hopefully there's a 4th game because that means we're winning. And we keep going. So c'est la vie, such is life. But then prior to that, we had I was in London all weekend at the Lamplighter Inn, Best Western Lamplighter. You ever been to that hotel?
I don't think I have.
London? Hell of a pool.
No.
Hell of a
Is
pool.
It? Oh,
yeah. It's like a hotel made for kids. to go have
Okay.
hockey tournaments or baseball tournaments. Like they let mini
perfect.
sticks. They were playing like manhunt throughout the place. Like no one gave two craps about what the kids were running around and doing. It was perfect.
Then that's amazing. I love hotels like that. That are taking your business, but then respecting why you're there. I hate the hotels that are like, yeah, we'll take all the hockey teams, but then we're going to shut down. No mini sticks, no yelling after 10, like no drinking in the hallways. It's like, well, then don't have us in.
No, they let all that happen. Everything was a go.
That's awesome. Great hotel.
Everything was go at the Lamplighter Best Western. I feel like if you go there on any weekend, baseball teams in the summer, hockey teams in the winter, you're in for a good parent group having a good time.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, but we got killed. Like we got killed. The small town teams just came in and crushed us, you know. It was not
they're all future GAAA kids.
A lot of AAA kids, I think we played. We had a good game against Glencaster, which I think is the combination of Ancaster and Glen Hill or something like that.
Okay.
We lost, but it was a close game. We beat Stouffville. No, not Stouffville. Stratford. We beat Stratford.
Okay, well, that's good.
But then we played this team, the Junior Kitchener Rangers. Oh, man. It was a wake-up call. It was. I think at one point it was like a 3-on-5. They had 3, we had 5, and they still scored like 2 times. Like they were just on us.
Was it one kid or 2 kids?
No. It was a team. It was a team of kids that were really good. They worked together. They were playing well. You could tell it was just a whole other level of hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they'll probably be the Kitchener Rangers AAA team, U10 team next year.
Yeah, that's what we were told. Yeah, they were AAA. And then same sort of situation with the West London Hawks, I think they were called, or Knights or something like that. They were a similar situation. We held them at the beginning, and then they got a goal, and then it was just after that, it just kept coming. But it was good. It was good for our goalie. Lots of practice for him, which was great. And the kids had a blast. And the parent group, like I say, is such a great parent group at this team that it was a lot of fun. I only got to stay the Friday night. Martha and I did the handoff the one night in London. And then Martha carried it home, but it was good. And we had a great time in London at the Doug Jarrett. Have you ever heard of Doug Jarrett?
No.
Former NHLer, old timer.
No.
Anyway, it was called the Doug Jarrett tournament. But it was good.
Oh, what arenas were you at?
Western Fair.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like
nice big arena. And then I don't know. I'd have to look up the other one, what it was called.
Western Fair is the big one, though. They have
beautiful facilities.
Nichols is another one. Nichols, I think.
One was like a big, brand new community center. Like, it was beautiful. Like, and that was the other thing. They have great facilities. Like, the Toronto needs to go to London, Ontario, take a look at what a rink looks like, and then come back and build. Like, it puts our rinks to shame. Like, we like the old rinks. Like, we like Ted Reeve. We like
they're great. We want to
because they have character. And but these rinks that they had were something else.
Like you're telling me like we're at Downsview. I know we have Scotia Pond there, so maybe not. But there's land somewhere where we have in the city that the government can just make it a hockey rink, like a 6-patter.
Six-pat down the Portlands.
Yeah, like come on.
So coming off the Four Nations, though, because that was such a big thing since our last, what a game, right? We have to talk about that for a second. But I have an idea for the G. I want to get your opinion. We do it the same thing. U16, AAA's mid-season tournament.
Yeah.
Called the Four Boroughs. And basically, you put 4 teams together, Northeast, Southwest, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest, based on postal codes. And you build 4 borough teams, and they go at it for an in-season tournament with the G. What are your thoughts?
Like they would play G, like
is like you take the best of
in Toronto.
Just to try the 4 boroughs. Like you just draw a line down Yonge Street, say, and then like along the 401 or something like that. And if the
it sounds like a great idea.
In-season tournament.
The amount of bitching and noses at a joint would be incredible.
It'd be great though. But
people would be moving.
No, it's just a quick in-season tournament in the Southeast.
There's no such thing as a quick.
The Southeast would win.
Yeah,
That's why.
the Southeast, that dominate the beaches.
Yeah. There's a lot of kids down there that play AAA hockey.
There is. They all go to Neil McNeil.
A lot of them go there. And if they're really good, they go to St. Mike's too, I guess.
St. Mike's.
Yeah.
UCC.
But that was my thought. Like, I've been thinking about the G and how they can, like, do stuff to, expand the game more, to get more people to watch the G, even just as a fan, and get to understand and get people to get to know hockey through other ways too. Like, have an outdoor game. Why don't they have an outdoor game?
I think that's something that we need, like that Buffalo facility that we love. We need something like that, and you could have.
But if you had a game at Withrow Park, you'd fill the place. Like a Friday Night Lights game.
I guess you could do that. Those rinks are big enough, though, right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They're kind of small.
I don't know the answer
rinks.
To.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if you had like a big G game there.
Yeah, you advertise it in the community, and you get everyone out to watch. Don Mills versus Von Kings or something at Withrow. Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah, I agree. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but they're not going to do it.
No, they won't do it.
Anyway, speaking of things they're not doing, did you hear any more about the Rattlers? I happened to take a look, and they are playing the Vaughan Panthers, so I'm assuming they did not win any appeal or anything.
Yes, I have that in the stock market.
Well, then why don't we jump right to it? I think it is the update everyone wants. Here we are in the playoff time. Plus, Stoff and I have to compare what we have left in our AAA bet.
Yes.
Yes, indeed we do. And Puffy, this is the most wonderful time of the year that does not include an overweight man sliding down the chimney and demanding sweets and dairy products. The GTHL product, the playoffs are upon us. U16 AAA got it all started when we made our picks last week. So how did we do?
Well, Stoff, 3 of the 4 series are already over. And no surprise, the number 1 seed, DMF, took care of business, beating the 8th seed Reps in 3 straight games. I caught the 3rd period of Game 3 live at Vic Village, and DMF is firing on all cylinders. Head coach Jamie Edwards is pushing all the right buttons. If I was running an OHL team, my draft list would be about 10 deep of Flyers. So that's 1 series victory for GCAT. The 2nd seed, Toronto Titans, also had no trouble in their opening round with 3 comfortable wins over the North York Rangers, which gives Stoff a series win as well. The Titans' opponent in round 2 is still to be determined. The 3 seed JRC won the opening 2 games over the 6 seed Toronto Red Wings, but Monday night at Scotia Pond, Rink 1, the Red Wings got a first period power play goal, and that proved to be the difference in a 1-0 victory. Game 4 goes Wednesday night at Westwood, and hopefully the Red Wings can stay alive for both of their sakes and GCAT's. And finally, in a bit of a surprise, the 4th seed Vaughan Kings swept the Toronto Marlboros in 3 straight games, although Game 1 and 2 were both close, 2-1 scores. So that's win number 2 for Stoff. The DMF Vaughan Kings second round series looks like it will get underway on Friday night. And who should we let pick this one? I'm guessing it's pretty easy. Whoever gets to pick, Stoff, you're going to pick the Vaughan Kings. And
absolutely.
If GCAT gets to pick, he'd pick DMF. So I think that's pretty safe to say who you guys are going to take on that series.
Terrific. So Puffy, I gather from this, there's no reseeding in the playoffs?
No, it's just a bracket. Yeah.
Okay. We should have filled out brackets. That would have been more exciting.
Exactly. It is March. Almost March.
Yeah, March Madness. With the playoffs just getting underway for most age groups, let's wrap up the regular season. What were the best finishes from last week?
Well, I'm going to start with U13 AAA, 8th place tiebreaker between the Young Nats and Toronto Titans. Austin and I went to Westwood on Monday night to watch as one of Austin's good buddies plays on the Nats, and boy, were we glad we made the drive. One of the games of the season with everything was on the line. The Young Nats dropped out to a well-deserved 4-0 lead early in the second period. The Titans called a timeout and bounced back with 4 straight goals of their own, including 2 on the power play to tie things at 4. Young Nats retook the lead with a well-worked power play goal of their own only to see the Titans once again bounce back and even things up at 5. This one needed overtime, and the Young Nats came through with a beautiful goal off the rush, scored by Trent Sylvester, and they grabbed the final playoff spot, which means 7 more games for the Nats, which they seemed thrilled about afterwards. Stick taps also to the Titans, who gained a ton of respect with their efforts on the ice. This is a team that scored 1 goal all season in the U10 year, and now they're 1 goal away from making the playoffs. Sticking with U13 2010 age group, this time in single A, the Ted Reeve Thunder Black won their final 2 games of the season, including a 7-4 win over North York to leap over the Knights and grab a playoff spot in the East round robin. U14 AA out west, the 8th and final playoff spot came down to a tiebreaker on Tuesday night between the Mississauga North Stars and the Toronto Eagles. A tight affair at Paramount Rink 2 saw the Eagles break a 2-2 tie with 10 minutes left in the third off a well-worked face-off play. A few minutes later, they had an insurance goal, going on to win 4-2. The Eagles will begin their first-round series against the top seed Vaughan Rangers at Vic Johnson Arena on Thursday night. And final playoff spot in U14 AAA came down to the Mississauga Senators and the Markham Majors, and as luck would have it, they played each other in the final game of the regular season last Friday night at Scotia Pond. The Majors needed to win to jump over the Sens for the last playoff spot, and unfortunately for them, they came up short, losing 4-1. The Sens are in tough in their first round against the top seed Vaughan Kings, but still a great accomplishment making the playoffs.
Agreed, Puffy. Good job, Senators. But once the round 2 starts, it's thanks for coming out.
Oh, no, round 1, Soft, round 1.
Oh, so I'm sorry. The playoffs haven't started. So, yeah, well, it's okay.
Yeah.
I got the Kings going all the way, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, Puffy, the big story last week, as GCAT alluded to, was the U16 AA Mississauga Rattlers and their battle with the GTHL over the point reduction. Now, we all saw the heartbreaking videos of the dejected kids. So please tell me they stuck it to the league and made the playoffs anyway.
You are right. They did stick it to the league. It's been all over my social media, as you said. People have been asking me about at the rinks, and I'm happy to report the Rattlers came through and made the playoffs. The Rattlers got 11 of a possible 12 points to finish the season, including beating the top seed Vaughan Panthers in their regular season finale 5-3 to clinch the 8th spot by 1 point over Humber Valley.
Wow.
Now the Rattlers will face the Panthers once again, this time in the first round of the playoffs, which begins Friday night at Vaughan Sports Village. The Panthers are the number 1 ranked team in Ontario, and the Rattlers are 6th. And they're meeting in the first round. It just doesn't feel right. So I encourage everyone in the Mississauga area and Vaughan area to go out to that rink. Let's fill that place with a couple thousand fans.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
That would be pretty cool for the kids.
It would be pretty cool for the kids, and I can't wait to see what the sports books do with this matchup.
Yeah.
So did we know if anything happened with their actual appeal or anything, or like they're just carrying? They obviously made the thing, so it's kind of all for nothing at this point. But
yes and no. But I mean, like I think they probably would have finished first overall if you took with the point.
Yeah, so their appeal or whatever didn't go through, is what I'm assuming then.
Yeah, it didn't go through. The bracket is
still in the courts.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's got them playing on Friday night against each other. So,
all right. Well, congrats to the Rattlers for making it, though.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I think they played the Panthers twice in that final stretch of games and tied them once and beat them the other time. So, I mean, if they had lost one of those games, they would have made it. So they really did come through and took care of business themselves.
Incredible job by them. And now let's move to something a little happier. A lot of close races for the regular season titles this past week. How did those shake out?
Let's start out U15 AAA, where the Mississauga Senators and Markham Majors met Monday night at Westwood to decide top spot in the AAA. Entering the game, the Majors needed a win to force a 3-way tie between the Senators, JRC, and the Majors. The Mississauga Senators a tie or a win, and they'd be champs. I was lucky enough to catch some of the action live because I was watching that Nats Titans game, and so I headed on over to see the about a period of action, and it was a hard-hitting affair. The Majors jumped out to an early 1-0 lead, only to see the Senders bounce back, scoring the tying goal off a forecheck hit that would have made Colby Armstrong blush. I don't know how it wasn't called a penalty. This kid got crushed, and I don't even know how the puck went in the net, because the hit happened right at the side of the net. I think the kid might have hit him and knocked the puck in all on the same play. It was pretty unbelievable. And the Sens used that momentum for 3 more goals, and they took the title, and they're the champs for the first time in the 2010 age group. U15 single A, the Scarborough Ice Raiders clinched their first regular season title in this age group, the 2010 age group, when they beat Ted Reeve 2-1 last Thursday night. However, fireworks broke out last night in their opening round playoff game against West Hill. The Ice Raiders won 4-1, but the story of the game was a fight that erupted, leading to both teams seeing 3 players suspended. I would love to tell you more, but as discussed earlier, Live Barn was blacked out at Scarborough Centennial Arena. So if any of the kids want to appeal their suspensions, hopefully the teams have their own VO cameras there, because there won't be any video evidence to support them if they want to say they didn't do what they're being accused of. U13 AA had a fantastic finishes in both the East and West Division. In the East, top spot came down to a tiebreaker game between the Ted Reeve Thunder and North York Knights. Regulation time was not enough for these two teams, as overtime was needed, and it was the Knights who came through with a power play goal to take the regular season title. 2-1 win in this game. A great development story for the Knights, a team that was 7th last year and didn't even make it through to the round-robin playoffs. They were limited by our Ticats, and now they're the top team in the East, so that is a great turnaround for that organization. And it was just as close out west, with the Mississauga Beast getting some help to win their regular season title. After tying the Mississauga Terriers in their final game, the Beast got some help from their bitter rivals, Faustina Toros, who upset the Greater Toronto Capitals 3-2, preventing the Capitals from forcing a 1-game playoff with the Beast. Just 3 points separated the top 4 teams in that Western Division. And finally, in U12 AA in the East, it all came down to a final game between the East Ender Ticats and the Markham Islanders. The Ticats entered the game last Friday with a 1-point lead, but the Islanders came out flying, beating the Ticats 5-0 to take the East regular season crown. Wow. That for you right now.
Wow. That's an incredible story. Now, are the Islanders called that because they play on Markham Island, or?
I don't think.
Maybe that's more of a GCAT assignment, but yeah.
Yes, where they got the Islanders name. They might have just got some old jerseys from the New York Islanders. And
I think it's just laziness.
Yeah, so hand-me-downs from Tavares when he got here. All right. Well, that does it for this edition of the Stoff Market. Until next week, gentlemen.
Thank you, Stoff. Thank you very much, Stoff. The question I have, Puff, how there's like a AAA Thunder Bay team, right, that comes down? Is that what it is, a AAA? And it plays in every division, or only in certain?
It doesn't play in every division. It plays in U15 for sure. It plays in maybe U14. No, I'm looking
14,
right now.
U13, U15.
No, U13, it does not. So it looks like only U15 right now.
There's only one Thunder Bay team, U15.
Yeah, right now.
That's the only team.
That's the only one I can see, yeah.
And so they'll have to fly down if they're in the playoffs.
They did not make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs, okay.
Yeah.
I was curious about that Thunder Bay connection and joining the G. It's quite a far distance for them, but it's like you think we have it bad for driving. They got to fly from Thunder Bay.
It's a tremendous commitment for those families. I mean, they are pretty much every other weekend having to fly to Toronto.
Yeah.
They usually play Friday night and then like maybe a couple games Saturday and maybe one on Sunday. It's like basically playing a tournament every 2 weeks.
Yeah, crazy. And no one flies up there, right?
No, they don't play any games in Thunder
up there. All right. Well, look at that. All right. Well, Puff, that is the end of episode 70. Before we go, we have to pick our song of the week. And do you happen to have one for this week?
I do. It's just a song that's been in my Spotify this week, and it's called Don't Call Me. CVBZ is the name of the artist. I have no information about them. I don't know any other songs, but I like this tune, and it's my song of the week.
Nice. Is it Pump Up Poppy song or something? What is it?
Yeah, it's like kind of like a pump up, like dance kind of. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good song.
So mine is a request from Ozzy. He said we should make this the song of the week for you this week. So I had Clive last week, Ozzy this week, and so Drake dropped a new album last week.
He was asking me if I've listened. I haven't.
Ozzy was asking you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a song on there called Nokia, like, the old camera, Nokia. And it's this like mishmashy sort of poppy funk song that he has there. And so I said that would be my song of the week. I actually really enjoy it. It's actually a pretty fun song. So Drake's new drop, Nokia, is my song for the week heading into playoffs and some more playoff week action.
The thing is about playoffs is it comes quick. Like your team's in the playoffs, you're in the first round, it's all excited. Playoffs, everyone's putting the tape on their helmet. Did you guys put the tape on their helmet? Yeah, a lot of the teams did. I don't know if Barrett's team did. If they did, it would have been a last minute thing. They did it last year. But it said you're in, and then all of a sudden it's like half the teams are going to be gone in a week, and then over. Another half are gone the week after, and then it's all of a sudden you're down to a few teams in a few weeks from now.
And that's it. That's how it runs. So it's almost over. It's sad. But I got another decade with Clive, so it's okay.
Exactly. Decade, 30 years with Clive.
30 years, yeah. He's going NHL for sure. Anyway, well, Puff, hope you have a great couple more games in the playoffs for Barrett.
It's a lot longer than a couple more there, Cheeky.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk to you next week, but or maybe even before that. But yeah, so good luck with everything. Good luck to everybody in all their playoff runs. And if you're out, good luck with the training and getting ready for next year. This is the time of year where everyone's chit-chatting as well. Where are you going next year? Are you coming back? Are you staying here? Who's having a skate? Who's not having? When is the skate? Oh, we can't have it till May, but hey, maybe come over here one day. All that's happening at the same time, which is chaotic and part of the biz. But also fun a little bit to kind of just see all the action that's going on. So anyway, everyone have a great week. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. Stoff, thanks so much for everything you do. And everyone have a great week in the G. Puffy, anything else?
No, just good luck to everyone, and keep your eyes out for me. I'll be sneaking into rinks throughout the week whenever I can.
Just follow the fry scent.
Yes.
There you go. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Have a great week. Bye.